Hello! I hope you're keeping well during these challenging times. I'm delighted to welcome you to our online Open Day. My name is Graham Scott and I'm head of the School of Keyboard Studies here at the RNCM. And I should like to introduce my colleague, Adam Swayne, who is Deputy Head of the School of Keyboard Studies. This is Adam's first year in the post and he will be saying a few words later about the school. Performance is very much at the heart of the school, and if you come to the RNCM, you will get to perform. The number of performance opportunities is many and varied. We have regular performance classes which take place every week according to your year group. This really brings the school together and creates a wonderful sense of community. Each performance class is taken by a different tutor every week, so you get lots of input into your work at the college. We have an internal recital series which happens every week on a Thursday at 5 p.m, otherwise known as the Rush Hour Recital Series. Here students put themselves forward to play in these recitals, offering repertoire that is performance ready. These recitals prove especially popular in the run-up to exams. One of the biggest advantages of studying at the RNCM is that we are one of the UK's biggest arts centres, putting on over 400 performances per year. As a result of that, students get to perform in our public Monday and Thursday lunchtime series in front of a paying public. This is something that all students can put their names forward for. Playing in our 700-seater concert hall on our wonderful Model D Steinways is a wonderful experience. We also have an early evening spotlight concert. Again, more opportunities for you to put your name forward for. We have no fewer than 6 internal competitions. We have a Beethoven Sonata competition, a Chopin prize, a duo prize, a recital prize, concerto auditions, and our prestigious gold medal competition. Everyone is very supportive of each other during these events as it provides a very useful performance opportunity that you receive written feedback for. Winners of our concerto auditions go on to perform a concerto with the RNCM Symphony Orchestra. Winners of the gold medal competition go on to perform at the Wigmore Hall in London. We also have a study day at the Wigmore Hall that happens every year featuring a contemporary composer. Every year we have a piano festival in the summer. We have undertaken some very impressive projects over the years with the participation of RNCM piano students. In the past we've done the complete Beethoven sonatas with 35 pianists, all 55 of the Haydn keyboard sonatas, all 555 Scarlatti sonatas in one day as a marathon, American Festival, Messiaen Festival, a festival inspired by folk music, and perhaps the biggest festival we put on was the complete works of Frédéric Chopin with no fewer than 153 pianists, and the festival lasted for 21 hours. Last year we had a piano duo festival featuring music for piano duet and duo. In this festival, our students got to collaborate with our staff, including 7 students collaborating with Catherine Stott in a performance of The Planets by Gustav Holst. We have an external engagements office that procures engagements outside the college in many parts of the UK. Students take part in many recitals in music clubs up and down the country, together with concerto performances with amateur and semi-professional orchestras. In the past, the Halle have used RNCM pianists as soloists with their orchestra. And as part of our International Artist Diploma course, our students get to perform a concerto with the BBC Philharmonic. Our greatest asset is our staff. Do take a look on the website for their biographies. They tailor their tuition to the individual needs of the student. We have active soloists, recitalists, chamber musicians, adjudicators, and examiners. If you are offered a place at the RNCM, then it is possible subsequently to take a consultation lesson with a tutor in order to find a good match for you. Our international chairs are Stephen Huff, who is a graduate of the RNCM, and the world-renowned Jean-F Lambavizet from France. Stephen comes every year to give one of his popular piano clinics where students present a problem that they are having with a piece and Stephen sets about fixing it. Jean-F Lam comes numerous times throughout the year giving lessons and masterclasses. On one occasion, he gave a private preview concert for the school, once trying out some Debussy before he then went on to record these works. We also have an international visiting tutor, Philippe Cassard, also from France. Catherine Scott has been an international chair for 5 years, but now has her own class at the RNCM. Opportunities in the school are for everyone, not the few. When we have visitors come to the school, prior to their visit, I email the whole school inviting them to apply to play to these visitors. We have had many exciting masterclasses and talks over the years, including visits from Lang Lang, Sir Andras Schiff, Alfred Brendel, Vladimir Ashkenazi, and Richard Good, to name a few. Every 2 years, we have a major international piano competition that brings together pianists from all over the world called the James Mottram International Piano Competition. The jury give masterclasses to participants in the competition, together with students from the keyboard school at the RNCM. Past jurors have included Michel Beroff, Fu Tsong, Boris Berman, Matti Recalio, Jerry Lowenthal, Vida Kaplinski, Vladimir Trop, Gabriel Kwok, Eleanor Wong, Dan Wenwei, and Nelita True, just to name a few. So arguably, the most sought-after educators in the world are coming to Manchester to work with RNCM pianists.
Yeah, so masterclasses, competitions and concerts are really the heart of what we do. But I can also promise you a ton of really exciting classes in which you'll engage with your peers and learn to become enterprising, creative and thinking musicians. The RNCM is actually the leading UK conservatoire for research, ranked #1. And these researchers also form our academic course, and many of them are visiting and working pianists at the RNCM. So for example, Roy Howard has been a few times to talk about Debussy editions. Ken Hamilton has talked to us about Liszt. And just this morning, actually, the contemporary pianist Sarah Nichols came to demonstrate her upside down and inside out pianos. So there's lots of research going on here. Regular classes include harpsichord, that's for the first years, forte piano for the second years, and if you're particularly interested in historical performance, you can opt to take one-to-one classes on these period instruments. We also have a workings of the piano class. That's led by our piano technician, Marianne Bailey. You'll learn not only about the construction of the instrument, but also how to look after it, how to maintain it, and how to make the best use of our wonderful facilities, more of which later. We have electives in contemporary piano and electives in jazz, so you can get the full stylistic range in your classes here. And we've also had presentations from hand specialists and members of the British Olympic coaching team who have talked to us about anatomy and also motivation and target setting. We also have a strong pedagogy strand, and many of our students go on to become fantastic teachers here at the RNCM and in schools all around the world. So it's years 3 and 4 for pedagogy. We inspire our students to take portfolio careers. So they're not only players, but they're also accompanists as well as teachers. And 100% of our graduates gain employment within 6 months of leaving the college. So plenty to look forward to. Graham's already talked about our competition success, but there's so much more going on otherwise, and we have a really supportive atmosphere here in the school. Over 100 pianists, around 60 undergraduates at the moment, and 50 postgraduates. So that's 15 undergraduates per year. Of course, there's a competitive element, but the most important thing is that it's downplayed and everyone gets on and supports each other and has a really good time. Our facilities are arguably the best in the country. We have 126 pianos, 51 of which are Steinways, another 70 Yamahas, and one lonely Bosendorfer as well. But all our teaching takes place in rooms with 2 Steinway pianos in, which you can also practice on, should you wish. And it's possible to get 2 hours of Steinway practice time per day. We have a fleet of lone upright pianos, which we can send to student digs, and the student halls of residence, which to our great advantage is right next door, and it's possible to practice there. I know our students have taken huge advantage of our lone piano system during the lockdown period. It's enabled them to continue their practice and maximise their studies. We have a concert hall, we have an opera theatre, we have a smaller recital hall, 8 studios. School of Keyboard Studies students use these on a weekly basis, and it adds to the rich environment and energy of the place. And I very much hope that you'll join us for an audition. On which note...
Yes, a few words about auditioning. What we are looking for in a candidate who comes up for audition is potential and passion for music. It's not necessarily what you are at the moment, it's what we think we can make you. So that potential and passion is really what counts in audition. The audition lasts about 15 to 20 minutes, and for undergrads we ask you to play 3 or 4 pieces, and for postgrads we ask you to present a programme of 40 minutes, which we will then choose part of. There's a quick study in the audition, which is given to you just 20 minutes before your audition time. And I would suggest thinking very carefully about what you're going to play so that you can have lots of variety in your programme. So there could be a lyrical element and a contrapuntal element and a technical element. So think carefully about the programme that you're going to present. There will also be an interview at your audition, and here we're looking for your ability to be able to reflect on your current study path. So a typical question which would come up in audition is, how did you like the way that you played today, and what sort of things do you think you could improve? I would encourage you to look very carefully at the website at the current requirements, as they are changing at the moment. This year, for example, we are only admitting students off the back of a recording. Hopefully, the situation with the pandemic will change, and if you're applying for entry in 2022, we will be resuming, hopefully, live auditions. But keep an eye on the website to remain fully abreast of the situation that we find ourselves in. I speak as a graduate of the RNCM, and I consider it a great privilege to have been invited back to head up the school and to have the opportunity to watch the next generation of RNCM pianists grow and flourish. I'll look forward to seeing you later in the day at the live session and to answering your questions then. You'll also have the opportunity to hear from many of our RNCM current students. Thank you very much.